I just turned 54, and to celebrate, I'm going to do something my body is definitely not prepared for. Today, I'm going to hike my age, 54 kilometers or 33.6 miles in one day. I haven't trained, and I'm really not sure if I can do it. This video will document the attempt. I'm 3 miles into this hike your age. Whoa! Hike your age hike, and I'm getting blasted by the wind. Whoa! Those are Boulder's famous foothills: El Dorado, Bear Mountain, Green Mountain, the Flatirons. We are headed down that way. I'm hoping that as we get a little closer, the wind's gonna die down, but I really don't think so. Ooh, but I can hope. Anyway, let's keep going. I guess every step counts, right? Even the steps coming back to get the camera. There's a decent chance we'll see some wildlife today, including elk and hopefully not mountain lion. But for now, that sign is the most wildlife I've seen. We've got some pretty good views right now towards South Boulder Peak, Shadow Canyon, and Bear Peak. We're headed that way, so we'll get quite a bit closer. The wind has died down, I think only because I'm in the trees. So let's see what happens when I'm back out in the open. But right now, spirits are high again, so let's keep rolling. There's our first wildlife. Wild turkey. Where's his buddies? Guess he's on a solo mission. There's a beautiful view with the morning sun on El Dorado Canyon's famous climbing wall. Now we won't be headed that way. We're about to go through there. And I think it's gonna be windy. This is one of my favorite spots here in Boulder. I always love the sun coming through this little cut. Now my hope is, of course, that the wind will be less over here. And maybe it will be, but I think my hope is unfounded. We're gonna find out. I need to focus a little less on the wind and just accept the conditions as they are. Not bad, huh? Let's get another view. I just crossed 10 miles and I'm feeling pretty good. You know, almost 1/3 of the way through, and I really enjoyed this last section in the pine forest. I was a little bit out of the wind, got some great views of El Dorado and the rest of Boulder's foothills. And now I'm gonna head down that way, and we'll see. There's a decent chance we'll see some cattle grazing. I've had some cattle encounters before. Can't promise anything, but let's keep trucking. I'm a little shy of halfway through, and yet it is still windy, and I am walking right into the wind. But I feel pretty good, and look at my view. Sure, I can walk into the wind with a view like that for a while. Why not? Even though we're well past the halfway point of this hike your age, we're about to pass through the symbolic halfway point of this hike. So we're going to say goodbye to the views of Boulder's Flatirons. We'll get some more of those later, and we're going to pass under Highway 93 and emerge onto Marshall Mesa. Next on the agenda is retrieving a couple of bottles of water that I stashed off the trail yesterday. I have no reason to think they aren't here, but I'll feel a lot better once I find them. All right, they were right up here, I think. Let's see. Yeah, right behind that tree. And yes. Now that I've got my water cache, I'm going to take my first real break of the day. I've been snacking off and on throughout, but here at 21 miles, I'm going to have a giant Rice Krispie treat and a meat stick and maybe a few other snacks, and let's call that a balanced diet. If I were going to bail on this hike, this would be the last logical spot where I could bail. I'm at about the mile 21 mark, and this trailhead could get me back to my car pretty easily, a 1 or 2 mile walk or a short Uber ride. But I'm not going to bail, so I've got to make it now, the full 54K, 33.6 miles. And I've still got a ways to go. I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm starting to get sore. I'm definitely getting tired. But there's no logical spot for me to bail after here unless it were a true emergency. So wish me luck, it's gonna have to work. I'm at mile 24 and I'm taking my probably last break here at this bench. I knew this bench was here and I've been looking forward to it for miles. And here you could also get a good idea of what I meant by how Marshall Mesa is quite different from the other area of trail that I was hiking earlier. It's just nothing going on here. No trees, no shrubs, just prairie. It's pretty cool, but really exposed to the wind and the sun. And these next 10 miles are not going to be easy. So you might be wondering, why in the world would I do this hike your age anyway? And specifically, why not train for it? Well, I probably should train for it. That I'll admit to that. I mean, my physical fitness level is pretty good, but for a guy whose channel is called Justin Hikes, I haven't done much hiking since before the winter, at least not any big strenuous hikes. I walk about 5 miles per day generally with my dogs, but that's not considered training for a 33.5 mile hike, not at all. I'm almost at 31 miles. I just recorded a long soliloquy and I forgot to turn on the microphone. So obviously I'm tired, mentally and physically. But I've only got a few more miles to go, so unless something catastrophic happens, I'm gonna finish it out. Am I in pain? Yes. My feet hurt, my hips hurt, my legs just overall hurt. I think I have a blister on one of my toes, but I expected to get blisters on my heels, and I don't think I have. Would I have done better if I had trained? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. I mean, would I have still suffer here at the end, these last 5 miles like I am now? I think so. I don't think any amount of training is gonna make you be able to finish a 33.5 mile day and not, really hurt at the end. Who knows? I should have trained anyway, of course. But it's been a long day, almost 11 hours at this point. But I just got to keep trucking. So I'm thinking, will I do this next year? And I sure hope I can. I mean, that's the whole point. Hike your age as many years as you can. I wish I started earlier, of course. But hey, better late than never. This has been my view for the last third, at least, of this hike. You'd think we're out on the prairie in Kansas or Nebraska. But no, this is Boulder, Colorado. And the mountains are right there. Well, I'm in the home stretch now. Another couple miles max. And I'll tell you, what a way to finish this out here. What's got to be the loneliest trail in Boulder, Colorado? Well, there's the car. Over 12 hours later. And there it is. I think I earned this. It's been a long day. Cheers. Click here for more hiking videos, and for something completely different, click here for my inspirational short films.